This conference will now be recorded.
Thank you so much. So I'm going to create one more compensation grade for CTO as well. So let me create that.
Hi Priyanka. Uh,
Hello.
yeah, Kavita here. I think Gausia may be joining, so if we can wait for a few seconds, please.
Who is going to join?
Gausia, she just pinged me, so she's likely to join.
Okay, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. By what time she is going to join?
I think she's having some connectivity issues, so maybe.
I'll do one thing. Anyways, video is recording, right? I'll
Yes.
continue, and she will join accordingly.
All right. Thank you so much. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
she
she's.
has arrived, I hope.
Thank you.
Yeah. So create one more compensation grade for CTO. Yesterday we have created for CEO, and now I am going to create for CTO. So Rekha anyways will join in a while, right? Fine. So please select the effective date as a future date or already past date, whatever. So I'm going to select yesterday's date. So where the segments are like, I'm going to keep only three and say okay. GSS comp grade for CTO USA. Or what is our organization? Where our organization located? What is our where we have? What is the location name that we have given?
Texas.
Right. USA or Texas, whatever it is. So please select the base pay element. If you want to give any description in creating the task, you have to give that process. Why? Because means here I am just ignoring the description to give, but in real time we have to give. Why? Because if anyone is reviewing your created thing, compensation or any other process like integration or report creation, whatever it is, so by giving a description, it would be helpful to the another employee or another consultant instead of creating the same task by his own name. So if it is there, he will utilize the same and he will run the process accordingly. As per task, we used to give description over there. So I am going to give only the salary part here, descripting, and the currency will be ESD. So please select the eligibility rule. It is applicable for only management and also employees as well. So these two rules that I am going to run with this. Uh, what is this? 1 second. Yeah. So I am going to run with this compensation grade, and currency will be annual base. And for CTO position, I would like to give the salary like same $75,000 to. So 1,50,000 up to I would like to give the salary, because I am going to hire the guy who is having like more than 10 plus years of experience. So this is the package I would like to give, and this is the process of creating the compensation grade, where these are mandatory steps which not change in any other tenant also. So we need to fill these fields only wherever the tenant, whatever the tenant it is, in which company that you are working, that's not mine. So the fields will be remain same in the functional part of creating the compensation grade. So now we have created two compensation grades. Now let me create another point called compensation plans. The task nothing but not compensation plan. If I type compensation plan, what I will get? So this is just a security segment time. So this is not we are looking for. We need to create compensation plan as per the pay components like salary plan, allowance plan, or any other bonus plan, merit plan. So this type of plans are there. So we need to create the plan according to their name only. Say for example, I would like to create salary plan where it is going to applicable for all the employees. Period salary plan is nothing but in some areas, in some locations, the salary will pay on not on the monthly basis. They will pay on 3 months once or 15 days once, 5 days once. So like that they used to get the salary. Even though if they are permanent employees also, they used to get on period basis. Unit salary is nothing but in some manufacturing organizations, so some employees salary will depends on the unit manufacturing, how many units that they are going to make on that particular day. So normally we used to have minimum count of manufacturing the units, so they have to cross that, or else they have to touch that manufacturing units. So based on it, we used to get the salary on unit base. So every maximum of organizations, they used to create salary plan only. The salary plan is nothing but GSS salary plan. It is applicable to all the employees, including management in the organization. This plan will include in payroll process. Okay, so this is the description. Here, what is the eligibility rule that I need to select? Guys,
Should be for all, I guess.
please be louder.
It should be for all,
Very good.
because if you want to select for another thing, we have to select, based on the supervisory organization which we have created.
So I have selected the eligibility rule for all the employees. I mean the actual salary, whatever is there, that will run accordingly to as per the salary plan that I have selected. So what is mean by FTE percentage? Do you know what is mean by FTE? End users?
Full-time
Full-time
employee.
employees.
Full time?
Employee.
Then why it is asking like percentage? If an employee is there, then why percentage came into that on the screen? It is called full-time equivalent percentage. FTE is nothing but full-time equivalent percentage. So it will plays an important role in the calculating of salary. So say for example, every week that you have to work for 40 hours, but your biometric is saying that you have worked for only 35 hours. So what about what happened to that remaining 5 hours? Either you wasted the time, or you wasted in the breaks, or that work, I mean like you missed in the biometric, something has happened. So that 5 hours calculation, that 5 hours whatever the missed 5 hours are there, so that 5 hours will be deduct from the total working hours in a month. So and we will that will calculate as per the percentage. That percentage amount will apply, that percentage will apply in the salary, so that salary will be deduct over there. So out of 40 hours you have worked only 35 hours. It means, so 40 hours, say suppose 100%. So you worked for 35 hours. It means 90% you worked. So 10% you left somewhere. I mean like either extra breaks or something, some happened. So that 10% will be deduct from your salary as per that particular week. So if I apply that, it will get the data from the biometric. If you have the local payroll system in your organization, it will calculate accordingly and it will run the payroll, and this salary plan will will collect the full-time equivalent percentage of that particular employee, and also that same salary plan will run in the payroll according to the including deductions of that percentage base. So
So
if
when
you
you
work for,
apply, Priyanka, when you apply leave, in that case, if the leave is, we
that
don't
case
have
it
enough
will not
leave balance,
applicable. That case it will not applicable. It is for only short leaves like 1 hour or 2 hour. If any extra permission that you have taken, like extra breaks or late logins, so in that condition this will applicable. If
okay,
there is a mail, approved mail or intimated mail is there, that time this rule we can ignore.
got it.
So and also this is the two ways. Actually, manually we have to ignore that, or technically also directly it will take the process and it will run. Some organizations actually for Workday the payroll vendor is ADP, especially for UK, USA. Okay, so for China, Singapore, for all these, Adeco is the another payroll vendor. So if your organization is directly taking services of payroll services from ADP along with Workday, that time payroll and Workday will work together and they will calculate all the things instantly. If that is not the reason, so you are having like local payroll system. So that time there are two conditions. Either technically you can run the payroll process along with the leaves and absence, or you need to download the, one second guys, you need to download the report of attendance from biometric, and we need to call that report in the workday payroll interface, and we will run accordingly. That is another process. So there are two ways: either direct interaction will happen, or manual, semi manual process also will happen. Semi manual, why I am saying, means we are going to download the report from local payroll system of biometric. So from there we will upload the same in the workday. Okay, like that it will happen. Compensation element is only base pay. Exclude from merit. This is one of the plan actually. So if any pay change is coming, I mean apart from bonus. So bonus is like based on your performance, they will announce some bonus to you. So merit is nothing but merit also one of the type, but where we will include in the merit process as a promotion base or any other transfer base. So that time, if I am going to exclude this, so if suppose that particular candidate, whoever that salary plan is applicable for that particular employee, suppose if that employee is moving to another organization on that particular month, or he got permission on the particular month, but still the pay was not updated. So if you want to run as per the previous means, we need to select this check option. It means there is a condition in the payroll interface which is technically process is there we will write the conditions. So if you want to run the payroll system including like bonus candidates, at the same time merit candidates, or any other OT candidates and all, so we will run accordingly, or else we will have like one more condition, like in future. So today itself you are going to configure the future process also, so on so date that particular interface should run along with the all changes in the payroll. So that processes will happen in the payroll integration or payroll integration configuration of employees. So outbound and inbound, there are two processes there. One is peak off and another one is PICIF. So these two are options in the payroll interface if your organization is directly connected to the payroll vendor of ADP or ADECO, or else it is not possible to run the payroll integration of PCOF or PICIF. So we have created salary plan called, and create one allowance plan. For that, the task name is see here there are few kinds are there: amount based, percent based, and unit based. So what is this amount based, and what is mean by percent based, and what is unit based? Any idea? Hmm?
Not sure, Priyanka. Probably unit based. I think it's related to shares, company shares.
I will explain.
Okay.
Maybe amount based, it's the exact amount, or and person based, it's a percentage or frequency,
Okay,
something like that.
good for the trying. Actually, in allowance plan, the payments whatever is going to include in the part of employees pay. So that could include like car allowance or cell phone allowance or any other vouchers for movie tickets or any other Sodexo coupons. I mean, in our terminology, I am saying that. So apart from extra from the salary that we will get for performance. So first of all, what is in the amount based means? So we will enter the exact amount or currency and frequency as well that indicate the overhead of the employee level. Say for example, apart from salary, so I will give exact amount. Like for car allowance, I am going to give only $500 only per month. So moreover that I am not the organization will not be the responsible. So for mobile allowance, there is a limit of $50 for mobile allowance for executives. So more than that, that is not possible. So whatever the fixed amount that I am going to give, so in that amount only you have to utilize your allowances and all. And coming to percentage based, so percentage is nothing but, say for example, take mobile bill itself, the example. So take mobile bill. So in that mobile bill, the organization can pay only 50% of the bill. So I mean, like if there is like they will give one limit. So for 500 rupees, it is like 100%. So in that 50%, 250 rupees they used to pay. So like that we will give some percentage based. Here we will select like option. We will give direct input called 50% or 30% or something. And in a month, if you are going to provide any car petrol fuel bill or something, so in that I can pay only 70%. Remaining 30% you have to pay from your pocket. So like that organizations will give the number. Unit based is nothing but actually, to be frank, I didn't work on this unit based. So I have an idea, but not exactly in which scenario that we will use means I too don't know exactly. I will do one thing tomorrow. I'll explain this unit based allowance plan. Okay. So normally here we will enter the units. Units means for which unit example I want, but to be open, I don't know what are the units that we need to enter here. So I will explain this about tomorrow. Unit based plan. So here, if you select reimbursable, I mean like the whatever the prepayments you are going to spend, you need to provide the expenses and all, and you will get the reimbursement or claim process along with whatever you spent in these amounts. I'm not going to select that reimbursable because I need to attach the sheet over there. Select any car allowance. So this is for management level of GSS. So here so ignore this FTE here in this because it is the allowance plan, and my task is car allowance. So per month I can give uh, $500 in the currency of USD, and monthly I can give. That is your option, monthly. And this also you can exclude, and no override means, say for example this month you didn't utilize complete $500, you have utilized only 250 or $300, remaining 200 is there. Company will not say for example if you select no override, what will happen, whatever the remaining $200 are there, that will carry forward to the next month. So if you uncheck this box, so per month you have to utilize $500. They will not carry forward to the next month. Okay. So override will not happen. Here, if I select the option per month, you can utilize only 500. Even if you utilize 300 or 350, the 150 will not to carry forward. If I don't select means if I use this month of 350, remaining 150 will carry forward to my next month. So based on the eligibility rules or any other multiple eligibility rules are like for CEO some amount, for CTO some amount, like that you do have means you can create the eligibility rules in designation wise, and you can call the profiles here, like what amount for CEO and what is the currency, for CTO what amount, what is the currency. So if you want to give the same eligibility rule for all the people also, you can. Say okay and done. So this is about called allowance plan. Okay. And finally, we need to create the compensation package where to call all these components into compensation package. So it's just this process is nothing but to hold all the details. So what are the eligibility rules that we have created? Select all, because all together we will call here in the comp package. What are the compensation grades? See, if I would like to call compensation basis means, see here, we need to create all these salary plans, period salary plans, any commission plans, stock plans. So we need to include all these actually, but we don't have access to create these things and all. So what are the functional areas that you are looking for? In real time also finance team will take care of this, even we also will not do. So complete will take over by finance team itself. The retirement savings plans, compensation plan profiles, everything they used to. Refresh the page. This time someone is accessing the profile actually, this tenant. So that is the radio button where we can select only one option. So radio button is nothing but to select only one option. And done. So we are done with the both jobs and job profiles and compensation, but there is one topic missed in the job profile where we need to edit the compensation grade. Go to job profile. Go to CEO. Edit the overview. Come down. Here, please call CEO compensation grade. And if there is any compensation grade profile, yeah, please call including that. So for these two guys, USA and India, we are going to hire the candidates. So for India, we have already given the salary details how much, and for USA also same like that, and say OK and done. Same like that, please edit another job profile with CTO. We have created a job management staffing models for job profile for executives in another tenant. So while discussing about the job management, we will create here itself. Okay. CTO, edit, include the job code. So there is no compensation grade profile that I have called. Please say OK and done. Now we are done with the basement of the hiring process. So we need to understand how to create the position. So what is the process to create the position first of all for CTO and CEO? We go to organization, C, come down, go to top level management, and see here the staffing model is visible as position management. Normally we need to create position here in this process. The task is like nothing but create position from related actions of the supervisory organization. If you need to go to staffing, there you need to select the process called create position. Before to that, you have to ensure whether the staffing model is position management or not. If there is a job management, that time you cannot select, you cannot able to view create position task. That time you need to go to set hiring restrictions. Create position, related actions of super staffing, and select create position. This is our task. For job, we need to set the hiring restrictions. The fields will be same, but still we need to set the hiring restrictions. For that, please go to related actions of super, go to organization and select set hiring restrictions. Before going to select this, we need to ensure the staffing model should be job management. Here also the staffing model should be position management. Okay, these two things are very important to ensure by while creating the create position and hire process. And see here, actually to create the position also we need to configure the business process. But see what will happen, we'll see. So I am going to create the position for a new project. The job title is GSS CEO. Number of positions are 1 that I am going to take. And what is mean by availability date and hiring the earliest hire date means availability date is nothing but the position is open from, and the earliest hire date is by on or before which date that you are going to close the position. By 30th of June, I will close the position. From 1st July onward, the candidate will be on board. So job family is what? Chief family group. I am going to select CEO. Actually, there is a bug in this practical TNET. If you select family job family as first, you cannot able to call the job description summary and all. So what we will do means we will call priorly job profile, then we will call job family. In real time, nothing like that. All will be available. Location is nothing but USA. Worker type is full time. Employee subtype is nothing but a casual employee or regular employee, whatever it is, fixed term employee. Say submit. We'll see what will happen. So process is successfully done. It means we have created the position here. Now we need to hire the guy. See here, automatically the position number also created by Workday. This is called global employee ID. So this will create by Workday itself, where it will like connect to the payroll systems or complete employee master database, everything. This will be helpful to all the connection process to the candidate. And say for example, see here you are getting the option called hire. Before going to create the position, this process will not be available. It means here the position request came here to create. So that time only the hire process will be available. So if you are not creating the create position task, that time the hire process will not be available. You have to create the position first. So I will show you the difference in the next creation. So go to related actions, go to hire and hire an employee. There are three ways are there. One is create a new pre-hire or former worker or existing pre-hire. So create a new pre-hire means that candidate came first time to the organization, he attended first time and he got selected. Existing pre-hire is nothing but that candidate came for first time, he received the offer but due to some reasons he didn't join for the position. So in future he attended for the interview again, after that he got selected. So while entering the details of his in database, so it's shown as a duplicate. So there will be one ID will be available called pre-hire ID. So once you call that ID, all the details will call directly in the process. So let me create new pre-hire ID. Later we will tell about this example. So I am not going to take this example to tell because there is no real-time employee and we cannot take any other employee's data here. So create a new pre-hire first. Source, from where you got the profile. I got from employees referral. So it's a employee referral to me. Okay, and who referred this profile? So this profile is referred by Teresa. Okay, if you want to allow any duplicate name, please ensure I am not filling any comments, but you have to. So if I allow duplicate name, if you enter like the same employee's name also, existing employee's name also, it will accept. Okay, so what is the difference? How we will define that candidate for same employee name is based on the position ID. Sorry. The candidate name prefix. Richard Vincent. This is my name, my candidate name. So ignore the middle name and the suffix also, like the suffixes are nothing but senior, junior, like that we do have. Ignore that and come to the contact information. So here normally we used to provide all the contact informations, but I am going to give only email ID. Richard Vincent. hotmail.com. The type is home mail ID. It means like personal mail ID. So it is not a primary work. It is useful for, you can ignore this, and it is visible for public or not public. That is your wish. Say okay. This is called hire process, hire employee. So this is called hire process. We are going to hire the employee here. Earliest hire date is that I am going to give on or before. See, it will not accept that before date. It will accept as on date, and we'll check whether it will accept the other date or not. So the before date it will not accept. It will accept either on date or lateral date. So I am going to call new hire or acquisition. Acquisition is nothing but you are getting the candidate from another department to your department. New hire is nothing but in your project new position, or in your new project new position you are going to hire. Recall is nothing but already decided candidate is there. So that candidate we are calling in the back. Or rehire. I mean like former employee is there. Already he worked and he left the company. So again we are calling him. So these are the differences. See, new hire is for what? For like acquiring the another candidate from another department to your department by creating a new position, or converting the contingent worker into employee, or to fill the vacancy because in that position if already an employee left the job that time, or retire hire. So if any employee is going to retire, in his place if you are going to hire, or retire like new hire and new position. So I am going to select this. CEO. So remaining details and all called here. The workspace is nothing but by building, by cubicle, by office. There will be no items. So building name we used to give, or cubicle section names we used to give. Say submit. And done. And in the members, that person, that hired person will not be available. Why? What is the reason? He is available in the unavailability field. Why? Hmm?
Because the date is not yet effective.
Yes. So from 30th or 1st onwards, he will be available in this members list. Okay. So we need to check again on next Monday. So that time the candidate will be on board. We need to do hiring with business process. We here The Logan is the employee where she has all the HR related accesses. That's why without approval she has hired the candidate into the company. But if Logan is there but still there is no access to the Logan, there is a access to some assigned roles. So if that guy is involved, what will happen? So that is a business process. Tomorrow we'll discuss about the in detail process of business process definition and configurations too. Okay, how the process will flow from initiator to reviewer, reviewer to compensation partner, and compensation partner to approval by. So how these steps will come, how we are going to configure those, what are the security groups that we will call. So these things and all we will discuss in the tomorrow's class. Tomorrow or day after tomorrow we will complete this business process along with the hire process. So after completing that, I will compare with the module document and we'll see whatever the task that I will miss. So I will explain those accordingly. Okay.
Okay, Priyanka. Will you be able to show us how to have the secondary location created, added for a profile while creating a job?
I didn't get your point.
No, it's like primary location is USA and secondary location will be like India, like for example, yeah, primary location is Bangalore and secondary location is Chennai for a job. So how to create that? Because here we have seen only for USA, right? So similarly for this role, we can also hire an employee from India. So we have that option, right, in Workday, multiple
We need to
location.
create another position to the Indian employee.
But
Actually,
can
I
we
didn't
have
get your
a
question properly. Please ask me.
no? Actually, see, for this role, we have created this for USA an employee, right? The example which you have shared. So similarly, for a single role, we have an option to create multiple locations. Say, let's example, USA be the primary location and India being the secondary location in Workday.
We can create the locations like that as primary or as like subordinate something. So those are the organization types, and we can call here in the organization assignments of location and all. But for the members, it will not be applicable to give multiple locations to the candidate.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Priyanka.
Yeah. Because if I give 2 to 3 more locations means there is complete hierarchy will change to him. 1 second. So we cannot give multiple locations to an employee. So again the process will change, but we can assign them in the organization types by creating the locations. So that is another process actually, where if that process will not be applicable for all the employees till now. I mean like that is very rarest case. So say for example CEO will be applicable for all the locations only. He needs to take care globally as well. So, say for example, Google Sundar Pichai. So, Sundar Pichai, global CEO he is, where he needs to take care of the global related. But still, he reports to the location. Which location? In America, USA only, not to the all. He will supervise those locations. So that supervised locations can come under this organization assignments. Okay,
Understood, Priyanka.
clear? So tomorrow we'll meet on the same time. I hope this time is fine, right? 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock?
Yes, Priyanka.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this timing is
So
fine.
tomorrow we'll discuss on the business process definitions along with the hire process.
I have a question.
Fine guys. Take care. We'll meet in the next class.
Sure. Thanks, Priyanka.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Priyanka,
Yes, yes.
I think Rekha is having a question.
Yeah, Rekha.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, please.
Okay, I have a question with regards to FTE.
Yes, tell me.
In our organization, what we will do is, if the FTE percentage is 100%, we will treat that employee as a regular employee.
Your voice is breaking, Rekha.
So can you hear me now?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Guys, can you able to hear Rekha's voice?
Yeah, it's a bit slow.
Rekha, can you
And
put it in the chat? Can you put your question in chat, please?
yeah, better. Yes, 100% only. That is also an option. Actually, Rekha is asking like if we put 100%, so that they will consider as a full-time employee. If less than 100%, they will consider as a part-time worker. But that is differs from the organization. If suppose if I put like less than 100%, of course he may work on the hourly basis. That's what in employee. If an employee is working in a week, say for suppose 40 hours is the 100%, he worked for only 3 days. I mean, like how many what is the percentage? So as a permanent employee he worked for only 60% of work. So I mean, like I have explained on the attendance base, you are telling on the employee and contingent work base. So that is different from the organization to organization. So in some companies if you put 100% means he have to work the 40 hours in a week. And if you put like 50% or something, that part-time worker will work for only 20 hours. And that 100% will come down due to any reasons which compare to the attendance. So that time I will call that FTE percentage in the payroll process. Directly you are saying for full-time employee as a 100%, and indirectly I am saying full-time is 100%, but he is not working, he is not fulfilling that 100%. I will deduct his salary as per my company policy. So like that we do have. Okay, guys, any questions?
No, Priyanka, not from my end.
Sorry.
I don't have any questions from my end.
Fine. No issues, guys. So tomorrow we'll meet on the same time. Tomorrow we are going to discuss about business process definitions, and we'll see two more hirings. So one is in position management, and another one is job management. Right?
Thanks, Priyanka.
Thank you so much. Take care and good night.
Thanks, Priyanka.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Priyanka.
Bye.
Bye.
Take
Bye,
care.
guys.
Bye.